What's up, y'all? Thanks for checking in with Callie. Please like, subscribe if you haven't already. So this could be an opportunity for the Clippers to jump on if they decide to, but at the same time, I understand where the Clippers are right now, and currently the way they're playing, their position might not be looking towards any other trades, but this is something I think they could look into. As I've stated before, I think they do, or they can use another big man, more size in the paint. I just think Mo Bamba, which I actually had decent hopes for Mo Bamba, or at least I thought the way they were going to use him before they actually got Mo Bamba on the roster, I thought it would be a little bit different in having him there, because I thought maybe he would be like a versatile big man that they would be able to use at times that can actually get them, productiveness that they need when they're not getting it from Zubac. But coming into the season, looking the way Zubac has played and how Mo Bamba has not played well or did much at all, it just makes it look like they can definitely, do without Mo Bamba, which is the reason why I said before that, Vucevic would have been a good pickup for them if they made a trade for Vucevic from the Bulls, because, he's a big man who can stretch the floor and everything. But the proposal trade now that's coming out in Hoop Rumors and a couple other sites you can check out, that Miles Turner might be available, which is the player on the Indiana Pacers. He's 28 years old, still got a good ways to go in his career. Last year, he averaged like 16 points a game, basically, with 47% shooting from the field. Now, the one thing about Miles Turner that I do like, and that I've always thought his game can actually help a team, is he's more of the type of guy where he can play the 5 position, but some part of him, he can also play the 4 position, because he can stretch the floor and shoot. And that's where I feel like sometimes when we look at somebody like Zubac is really good. Zubac has a lot of good in his game, but the fact that he really can't stretch the floor, it makes him so one-dimensional. And when they play teams with a lot more stretchability in regards to having versatile big men who could shoot, it basically limits the Clippers to, just Zubac scoring in the paint. And Zubac has to go out there and expend energy on the defensive end trying to guard somebody on the perimeter. And that's not his game. That's not what he can do well. And now it puts more onus on Kawhi, I guess Norman Powell, then you could say James Harden to score more in a 7-game series possibly, which can wear them down physically too. So, it really helps to have a big man who could at least stretch the floor, that you trust. If you give him 5 3-pointers a game, hypothetically, he can knock down 2 out of 5. It's good to have a big man that you can trust that can do that. It definitely helps. So, and Zubac is just not that type of guy. So Miles Turner, I would say they would probably have to do a lot to get Miles Turner. They probably have to do wonders really to get him, because I don't think Indiana would get up off of Miles Turner just that easily, because that's like one of their, heart and soul type players, I believe. So they would probably have to give up Zubac or somebody like that, plus Mo Bamba, maybe a Nicholas Batum, and maybe a couple of future picks to get somebody like Miles Turner. And I don't think that would be worth it. Now, they was able to, pry him away from that team and maybe give, Mo Bamba away, a couple of picks, maybe even Bones Highland, something like that. And let's say that the Pacers were cool with it, then yeah, that would be more ideal, because now, you would have another big man in the paint that can give, the Clippers a little bit more versatility, give the Clippers another shooting option when the offense kind of breaks down, when the opposing team's defense is trying to implement their will in a different way, shape, or form. And then on top of that, you got somebody, Miles Turner, who can, who is decent at getting good offensive rebounds as well. So, that's a plus, having somebody like Miles Turner, but at the same time, at what cost is what you have to ask yourself. So I think, of course, they probably wouldn't mind this type of trade. And I wouldn't be surprised they're actually listening, having conversations secretly. But of course, everything, the money got to be right. The trade value has to be right, and all has to go well. The stars have to align when it comes to trading. You know how that goes. So it would be interesting, at the least, if they were able to have somebody like Zubac on the floor with another formidable big man who could really actually be productive and contribute. That would be perfect, honestly. And now the last time they actually had something like that, I think, was when they had Isaiah Hartenstein a few years ago. But Zubac wasn't playing the way he's playing now when Isaiah Hartenstein was there. He wasn't even playing like this when Mason Plumlee was there. And I thought Plumlee was pretty decent. He wasn't like a really good big man, but he was a decent big man. And he would have complemented Zubac very well. Zubac played with more consistency, or better, the way he's playing this year, rather than previous years where people expected more out of him. So I mean, it's a lot that can go into this, a whole lot. I still think they should look at Vucevic at the trade deadline if they're going to look at somebody. I definitely wouldn't, remiss the Miles Turner trade, because I think that would be a good one too. I just don't think you want to be able to give up a lot to get him. Same thing I would say with, Vucevic as well. You don't want to have to give up a lot to get him. I just think they'd be in better position to probably get Vucevic because the Bulls are not as good as a team, I think, as the Pacers are. I feel like the Pacers have more of an opportunity to be a better team because they still got their superstar player, where the Bulls don't. DeMar DeRozan went to Sacramento. So, I mean, you don't even have DeMar DeRozan no more on the Bulls. You got Zach LaVine, but Zach plays more like a number 2 guy. He's not good enough to be a number 1 guy, I don't think, on a playoff caliber team. So now that you got that gone and he's not there, in DeMar DeRozan, and you look at Indiana, they still got their superstar. And, they're still growing as a team. So, I mean, like, if you made a trade with them, they probably would ask for a lot more rather than the Bulls. The Bulls, you probably got a better chance to, pry Vucevic away. And Vucevic would be the perfect fit, I think, for the Clippers. So I think that's maybe an opportunity or something they need to look into.